Why was Operation Lamson 719 so controversial? Imagine planning a big move into enemy territory with hopes of cutting off their supplies, but facing obstacles at every turn. That's what happened during Operation Lamson 719. This was a major campaign carried out by South Vietnamese forces into Laos in early 1971. The goal was to strike at the North Vietnamese supply routes known as the Ho Chi Minh Trail. The United States provided air support and logistical help, but no ground troops from the United States participated directly. This was part of the Vietnamization policy, which aimed to transfer combat roles to South Vietnamese forces as American troops withdrew. The operation was supposed to prove that the South Vietnamese Army, called the Army of the Republic of Vietnam, could handle large-scale offensive missions on their own. They targeted key areas near Techepon, a vital hub for North Vietnamese supplies. But many problems quickly surfaced. The United States had strict laws that prevented ground troops from entering Laos, so South Vietnamese soldiers had to carry out the mission alone. They relied heavily on air power and helicopters, which weren't enough to overcome the well-prepared North Vietnamese defenses. Poor planning and intelligence failures played a big role. The South Vietnamese underestimated how strong the enemy was, and their units lacked experience in such complex operations. North Vietnamese troops fought fiercely, launching counterattacks that pushed the South Vietnamese back. Leadership issues also hurt the campaign. Political pressures sometimes influenced military decisions, leading to the deployment of less capable units and poor coordination on the battlefield. Casualties were high, and the chaos of retreat damaged morale among South Vietnamese soldiers. Many had to be evacuated by helicopter under heavy enemy fire, which made the operation look like a strategic failure. The campaign ended in March 1971, with the South Vietnamese forces pulling back without achieving their main goal of disrupting the supply lines. This failure had wider consequences. It hurt the credibility of Vietnamization, showing that South Vietnamese troops still struggled with large-scale operations. It also encouraged North Vietnam to launch the Easter Offensive in 1972, a major push that nearly succeeded in reunifying Vietnam under communist control. Although the United States later used air power to repel that offensive, Lamson 719 revealed the limits of South Vietnamese military strength and the difficulties of fighting cross-border campaigns without full U.S. ground support. In the bigger picture of the Vietnam War, Lamson 719 became a symbol of the challenges faced during the final years. It showed that even with American backing, South Vietnamese forces had a long way to go before they could stand on their own. The operation's controversy lies in its high costs, strategic failure, and the questions it raised about the future of Vietnamization and the ultimate goal of ending the war.